Welcome to the KVV Training Centre. My name is Mariette van Zyl. Most of us are familiar with what we call complexes or gated communities. In the past, these complexes were mostly regulated by the Sectional Title Act of 1986, which replaced the old 1971 Act. However, homeowners associations and such were not regulated by these acts. An important amendment in these acts came about in 2016 with two brand new acts that came into operation. The first is the Sectional Title Management Act and the second the Community Schemes Ombud Service Act, or CSOS for short. These acts now regulate the community schemes and gated communities in total. The old Sectional Title Act is still with us, but now only regulates the registration of schemes in the Deeds Office, whereas the Sectional Title Management Act now regulates the rules and conduct in a sectional title scheme. A community scheme is a sectional title scheme, a share block scheme, a homeowners association, housing scheme for retired persons, as well as housing cooperatives. So you can see that the application of CSOS is now much more wider than just the sectional titles. The aim of CSOS is firstly to establish the Ombud Service, which is a brand new office that never existed before. The Ombud has its head office in Sandton and has a board of service that will regulate and enforce the implications of the CSOS Act. Secondly, and most importantly, CSOS now provides for an alternative dispute resolutive mechanism. In the past, an owner who had a complaint had the only option to go to court, whereas now an owner can approach CSOS for alternative mediation or arbitration. CSOS is allowed to give 29 orders of relief, divided in 6 categories, namely financial, behavioral, scheme governance, meetings, management, services, works, and general. An owner has no right to legal representation, which makes this a much cheaper and easier process. However, there is the right to appeal, only, however, on a question of law. CSOS will also take custody and control of all documents of the community scheme, such as your rules and regulations, and also the financial statements, which must be filed annually. The most important implication on an owner in a community scheme is the funding of the Ombud Service. The Ombud will charge a portion of your levies, which will fund their operations. That is currently set at 2% of the amount exceeding 500 Rand of your levy. In other words, a levy under 500 Rand is exempted, and it's capped at a max of 40 Rand per month. This levy is payable quarterly from January 2017 by the scheme to the Ombud Service. To know more about community schemes or sectional titles, please let us know and we will schedule a training session with you at your office. Thank you.